Hey friends, today I want to show you how I turn this template here into this finished reel here using today's sponsor, Adobe Express. These are some of my favourite features that I use on a daily basis inside of Adobe Express. So let's dive in and take a look. First off, we're going to start off with the templates area inside of Adobe Express. I'm going to come down the left-hand side panel here. We're going to select on templates, and then in templates today, we're going to search for product launch. Now this is going to give us all of our templates. It doesn't specify so far the actual kind of like platform that we want to do this for, because we can always resize them. So first of all, I like to look at just the actual templates, and I kind of like look down here and I think like, actually, on this occasion, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the output type to be a reel. And we're going to select Instagram Reel. And then this gives us actual specific Instagram Reel templates that we can actually use. So I'm going to scroll down here and see which ones I want to use myself. I like this one here, which is freshly baked, and it's got some really nice animation in there. And I've got a couple of ideas in my head that we want to actually change on this. So let's click on that and then click on Customize Template. So this reel that I'm creating is about a free template for a planner that I've created inside of Adobe Express. And I'll link all of those down in the description as well if you want to grab those yourself. But what we want to do is actually change this freshly baked text into something that's more about the planner. So I can just change this to be free planner. And this looks good, but it's not on brand for me. So we can look down here, some recommended fonts. But if we click on the font at the side here, I can change this to be my brand and then choose my actual brand font. The next thing I want to change is the actual text on the bottom here, because I don't have a location, and this is all about kind of like some of the features that I want to have on my template or to show you or tell you about of my template. So I'm going to delete the text on the right hand side, and then this text here, we're going to just extend the box here to come all the way across, highlight all of this text, and then I'm going to paste in some text that I've got saved off to the side. This is some of the planner benefits, and we can just type into those boxes or change and edit those text items there. Again, we can, if we want to, change this text. We've got some recommended fonts up here, and we can also change this to one of our brand fonts if we wanted to. But as for text, I think that's almost it. What I want to do is actually change this to be link in bio, because I'm going to be having this as a reel. So I'm going to say link in bio. And I'm really starting to like this, but again, it's not a cupcake that I'm selling here. It's actually the planner. So I'm going to show you how I can replace that image really easily. Now, to replace the image in a template, it's really easy. We can either come over to the add content here and go through the upload process. But if we actually select the image on here, we can actually select replace, and then we can replace with an upload, and you can upload that from your computer or wherever you've got that stored. But for me, on this particular instance, I've got a planner that I've already created inside of Adobe Express. So I want to create and add an image of that. And Adobe Express makes that really easy. I can click on your stuff. And then from this, I can come over to my projects area. And then from my projects area, I can select my better content creators. And I can then choose my digital products, and we can see here, this is the planner that I want to, that I'm giving away for free. So I can just click on that, and we can see it's actually replaced this image. Now you then just click and change the sizes of this, and there we go. We've now got our image. I'm just going to put this on a bit of an angle, change the sizing a little bit by just grabbing the corners, moving this around on the actual template here, because I want it to be in the middle. So we can just select that, and then we can choose position, we can choose center, and we can choose middle. So we can have that, and it's going to be right in the middle of our template. Now, one of the things that I didn't say about is if you want to change the brand colors on the text, you can select the text here, select the text color, and then come over to your brand colors and then select those. On this particular instance, those actual colours are very similar to my brand colours, but I will come over and then just change those over here. And on this one, we've got a graphic here. We can come over to the effects, come to Duotone, and actually then just recolor these graphics to be how we want them to be, and to be the actual colour of our brand colors. Now, as I say, this is an Instagram reel that I'm creating, so I want to make sure that none of my text or anything else like that is cut off by the user interface inside of Instagram. So we're going to come up to File, and then we're going to come over to this new area here called Social Safe Zones. We're going to turn this on, and then for this one, we want to turn on Instagram Reel. Now we can see here, it's added this really light blue box around the edge here, and we can see if we left this as it is, it's actually got the free planner, and also the link in bio is going to be kind of like edging into those areas here. So for me, what I'm going to do is actually just drag this down a little bit here, maybe drag our template down, and then where it says free planner, I'm just going to click inside the box here, remove the return, and then just drag that across to be actually on one size or on one line. And then we're going to put that inside of that border and make sure that that fits inside of the user interface. We can see now that that actually all fits in there. I don't mind too much that this is coming down here a little bit, but what I do also want to do is make sure that the link in bio is actually a little bit more prominent on there. So we're going to come over, select that, we're going to come over to position and make sure that that is centered. We can see as I was moving that, the lines come up to make sure that that was centered. We've also got a couple of like little flowers here that kind of like dot either side. I'm going to just move those to make sure that those are inside of the user interface. And we can see here, if I click play, that our template is actually really starting to come alive right now. Now, as a template, an edited template, I think this is looking really good. But one of the things I want to do is add a little bit of a talking head before this comes on the screen. And normally for that, I would use my camera here that I'm recording. But for today, I'm going to grab my phone and show you how we can actually add that in to this template. Now, if you do want to add in something else on here, if you click on the add button here, you can actually add a blank scene. And all you do, because you want this to be beforehand, we can just click and drag that to be beforehand. Now on this layer here, we're going to click on add content and add media, and we're going to click and upload this from our device. Now we've got a really unflattering pause face from me there, but all we need to do now is kind of find the part that we want to start, and I found that here, and I can just click on S and split this and then delete the part that I don't want. And then we can see that this actually starts. Hey friends, I've just created a free planner template for you inside of Adobe Express. Now this is really good, but for me, some reason the quality of that just isn't quite hitting and isn't what I would normally have on my videos because I'm not using my microphone. However, there is a feature inside of Adobe Express that I have used on more than one occasion, and that is the enhance speech option. So if we come over and select the actual video here, we can see we can remove the background, we can fill video, but we've also got this enhance speech option. And all we do is click on that, and it's going to actually make our speech or our talking part sound much better, almost like it's like from a podcast. Hey friends, I've just created a free planner template for you inside of Adobe Express, and you can see that that sounds so much better than it did beforehand. It'll also help remove or dampen down any background noises. So if you've got background noises that you want to remove and you have uploaded a clip for your reel, then you can see that that's actually an option inside of there for you. Now we've got that ready and it's kind of like what we want it to look like. We can also choose to resize this for other platforms. So let's say I wanted to change this from a reel size to an Instagram story size. We can just click on that here and we can just click duplicate and resize, and that's going to then resize that for us to be ready for us for our story as well as our Instagram reel. We could also resize this to anything else, whether we wanted to have that on Pinterest or LinkedIn or any other platform that we want to. We can just click duplicate and resize, and it's going to duplicate and resize that for all of your platforms in one simple click. Try Adobe Express now and let me know your favorite feature for creating professional designs every time. And until next time, bye for now.